la palabra a la doctora Cristina Hensel, quien nos va a hablar de una nueva alternativa anticonceptiva que responde a esta necesidad. Doctora, bienvenida.
Gracias. Buenos días. That's all my Spanish. Yes, so I'm very happy to be here, and this is my potential conflict of interest. So I'm working with WHO and Population Council on development of contraceptives and other issues to improve women's health. And I think this list is too short because I'm happy to work with any company who would be involved in improving women's health. So I'm very grateful to Bayer, and I wish the list would be longer. So, because this is so important, and effective contraceptive methods are prerequisites for reproductive health. And as stated by the World Health Organization and by UN and other agencies, they are also, sexual and reproductive health and rights are also fundamental human rights. And it's clear that contraception is key for women, for their health and life, for their partners, for their children, for their families, and for society. So this is extremely important. It's also very clear that the only effective way to reduce abortions, safe and unsafe, which is of course even more important, is to increase the use of effective modern contraceptive methods. There is a linear and direct link between highly effective modern methods and low rate of abortions. I think, as we just heard also, that it is our responsibility to really shift focus now from the perfect PERD index and contraceptive efficacy that we report in clinical trials where women have been selected to participate. And it's actually far from real life. And it's urgent that we shift to real women in real life. And if we do so, it's very easy to see that the methods that we call the long-acting reversible contraceptive methods are also the most effective methods. It was also clear when I think you know the Millennium Goals that were evaluated in 2015, and the goal was to reduce maternal mortality and morbidity by 2/3, and which actually failed. And the reason that it failed was exactly that women lack access to highly effective contraceptive methods. And it was recognized by the WHO, by the International Federation for Gynecology and Obstetrics, FIGO, and other international bodies, that a way to reduce maternal mortality and morbidity and to reach the Millennium Goal would be to increase the use of LARC. And they made several statements, actually. And now, again, when we work to reach the SDGs, this will be incredibly important to remember. So, as I said, the perfect PERD index for the combined pill is reported to be very good. It's below 1. But if we look at the typical real-life effectiveness in PERD index, it's above 9. And then if we look at effectiveness in teenagers, it's above 13. It's a huge difference. On the other hand, if we look at the LARCs, which can be forgotten and which will still be effective, we can see that this is not the case for LARCs. And I will talk a little bit about a study that has changed a lot when it comes to LARCs, because it has shown how well accepted they are and how effective they are. And this was a study conducted in the St. Louis area of the United States of America. And in this study, women were free to choose a contraceptive method free of charge. The counseling was focusing on the most effective methods, so it was focused on LARC methods. And then data was collected, and actually it's still collected, and women are followed who participated in the choice studies. But it was very clear in this study that when women had a choice, when they got counseling and when the LARC methods were included, most women chose a LARC method. And you can see here the choice of LARC methods compared to Depo-Provera, the injectables, and also the short-acting methods, which are the pills, patch, and rings. It was also clear here, this shows how women could manage over time. So in a way, how they could survive without getting pregnant. And those who had chosen a LARC method managed quite well, they didn't get pregnant. And as you can see, there was also no difference in women below 21 and above 21. In contrast, women who had chosen a short-acting method didn't manage very well over time, and actually very many women got pregnant, so the method failed. And there was a significant difference depending on age. So the youngest women had a much higher risk of failure and to become pregnant. So a reason why the choice study has become so famous is that when we look at young women, when we look at teen pregnancy, teen birth, and teen abortions, in women who participated in the choice study and compare with the national figures, you can see that there is a huge reduction in all three parameters. So which are the dogs? Now again, if we look at the typical Pearl index, we can see that the methods which are the most effective and which are long-acting and reversible, which is of course important for young women, these are the implants, the hormonal intrauterine contraception, Mirena, Hyena, and Jadis, and the cut IUD. So these are the LARC methods. Just a few words about the implants. There are two different types of implants that are used today. It's either the one rod, Nexplanon or Implanon, or the two rods, Jadel. They are approved for 3 or 5 years for the two rod implants. They are the most effective contraceptive methods with high compliance, but also, unfortunately, with bleeding problems. So many women are happy with them, but those who are not happy, the main reason is because of irregular or prolonged bleeding. But are also quite a high proportion of women who become amenorrhoic, and those women are usually happy. So as I said, they are long-term method, they are effective, usually good compliance, easy to apply, and if correctly inserted, also easy to remove. It's extremely important here with training so that the insertion is done correctly. And as I said, bleeding effects may vary. So actually, if we compare now the LARC methods, if we compare the contraceptive implant with intrauterine contraception, it is clear that the methods that are the most acceptable, the methods that the women are happiest with, and this is not only from the choice study, which I show here, but also from studies conducted globally. The most popular methods, or the methods with the highest satisfaction, are the intrauterine methods. And I think that it's, when we compare to implants, we have done studies also in young women comparing the intrauterine system with implants. And as I said, both showed high compliance, but the reason that the intrauterine contraception was most popular was because of the more predictable bleeding pattern. So here you can see that the highest satisfaction, women were either very satisfied or satisfied to the highest degree, was with the intrauterine system, the hormonal coil, followed by the copper IUD, so another intrauterine device, and then came the implant, and then came the other shorter acting methods. So LARCs are actually the most popular. The problem is that there are so many myths around contraception in general, but most so I would say about intrauterine contraception, and especially intrauterine contraception for young and nulliparous women. And I show you the statement that WHO and FIGO did to reach the Millennium Goals, but actually WHO stated already in 1997 that intrauterine contraception is safe and effective for young and nulliparous women. And despite this, it is so slow to change and to reach healthcare providers and to correct the myths. So just a few issues that are, of course, extremely important, especially for young women. And the first is return of fertility. So intrauterine contraception and the hormonal intrauterine systems actually protects fertility. When women stop using the methods, when they are removed, fertility returns immediately. And this is extremely important to remember and to inform women. So there won't be a delay. They will be able to get pregnant immediately after removal. And there will be no negative effects. Another myth is that the intrauterine device system would cause a pelvic inflammatory disease and infection. But infections are not caused by the intrauterine device. Infections are caused by bacteria or microorganisms that are sexually transmitted or transmitted at the time of the insertion. So it's crucial that the insertion is done in the correct way. And this is a little bit old study, but from the WHO, including a huge number of intrauterine device users. And it shows exactly what I said, that immediately following insertion, there is a slight increase in rate of infections, which are then stable over time. And if you look at the scale, it's actually a very low rate, so it's 7 per 1,000 women. This is also a very important study, epidemiological study from David Hubacker, looking at nulliparous women, young nulliparous, who had used copper IUD contraception. And it could show that there is no increased risk of infertility in these women. We also know that there are lots of myths around Mirena, the intrauterine contraceptive system, copper IUDs also, that they would cause ectopic pregnancy. But the truth is that these are the most effective methods to prevent pregnancy, including ectopic pregnancy. So in that way, Mirena and other IUDs actually protects against ectopic pregnancy. Closer. Like this? Okay, so yes, now I can hear myself. So you may say that with Mirena, which is the now classic intrauterine system, we actually have an extremely good contraceptive method, a method that is most popular among women, and we frequently say that this is God's gift to women. However, there is still room for improvement, and that's the reason why the smaller new devices were developed, to reduce hormonal side effects, and also to increase use among younger women with a small uterus and allow a smaller size of the device and the inserter to make the insertion easier. So today we have 3 intrauterine systems. We have the Mirena, the classic one. I think it's here. Yes. And then we have Jadis, that was already launched some years ago in Mexico when I came here. Like this, no? Like this? Yeah? we have the latest member of the family, Kylie. And I think this shows how things can be perfected. So this really combines the best of the two other devices. It's as small as Jada's, but lasts for 5 years as Marina. And here you can again see the 3 different types of intrauterine systems. It's also important, of course, to do studies in the youngest women. Maybe not so easy because the parents has to give the permission. They have long school days and irregular lifestyles, as we heard. But we decided to do a study which we called the pool study, and we performed this in teenagers in need of contraception. So they were between 12 and 17 years old, with regular menstrual cycles. And this study was ongoing for 1 year, and with Jadis, which has the same size as Kylie, as I said. And what we wanted, mainly wanted with this study was to see if there were other side effects reported in the youngest women. But side effects were similar to what we see in adult women, no difference. We had no pregnancies in this study. We had a very high satisfaction also among these youngest girls, and with a very high continuation rate. And what is extremely important for the new devices. No? Okay. Is it working? Yeah, maybe this is better. Sorry. Yes, so what we could show with the smaller diameter of the inserter is that it was technically easier for healthcare providers. And of course this is important. But I think it's even more important that when we ask women to report pain experienced as insertion, there was a significant difference between the different intrauterine systems. So with the smaller devices, there were significantly less pain. So that's exactly what we wanted to achieve with the new and smaller devices. So in conclusion, there are several advantages with LARCs for all women, but also for young and nulliparous women. They are highly effective with a high compliance and actually the highest satisfaction among all contraceptive methods. They are highly cost effective and they allow immediate return of fertility. It can be forgotten for several years until it's time to start a family. And I think it's really urgent now to remove barriers to increase the uptake of LARCs among young women, and to update our guidelines and to train our healthcare providers. Thank you.